25 years I've been in this business, in the how can I find out what to do when I don't know what it is world. And during that time, there are a number of things that I've learned that are really helpful in this whole game of, it could be anything, but I don't know what it is. So what I'm going to do is give you a bit of an overview of some of the things that we've come up with, and then later on, we need to come up together with an idea of the particular things that we need to do today to get you to that place that you want to be at the end of the day, which is to know how you're going to take this forward and feel that you've got a plan. Is that okay? Excellent. Aristotle, I think, said the most intelligent thing about vocation, about finding purpose. He said, where your talents and the needs of the world collide, there lies your vocation. Your talents and the needs of the world. So I think talents are things that we're good at and that we love. So it's where those things collide with the needs of the world. That's where we're going to find something that has purpose. There's been some really interesting research done around purpose. And one of the things that's been found out by a guy called William Damon, who is Professor of Human Development at Stanford University, his research says, unless in our life somewhere there is a sense of contribution, we will not find purpose. Okay? So this is what we've invented that kind of takes Aristotle to a bit of a more practical level. And that's to say, what are my strengths? So what am I good at? What are my passions? So that's what do I love? And he said, where the needs of the world collide. Now the reality is that in this room we're talking about something that we can earn money from. So actually this one is what the organisation will pay for. Now in my experience, people don't know what this is. Or they kind of know and they can't describe it. Yeah? They're not good at knowing what they can do. I was working with somebody this week and she came in and she said, I've got this really good CV and I nearly paid somebody to write it, but in the end I got a CV that my friend had paid to be written and I started to write my own, kind of copying the shape of hers. I said, oh, that's really interesting. I said, do you think it says what you're good at and what you love? She said, oh yeah. So then we started talking about what she does in her work. And she started saying, oh, of course I do that. Of course I do that. Of course I do that. And none of that was in her CV. Because the things that are most unique about what we do, those talents, the things that where our strengths and passion collide, are so obvious that we don't describe them. So one of the things, the first thing that we need to do in this journey of changing is to know what's in your toolbox, know what you bring, and be able to articulate it in a generic way. Because if you can only describe it in the way that you've used it in your current job, you're not going to be able to transfer into a different kind of job because they're not necessarily going to be able to see that you can make the leap. Yeah? So there are lots of skills in accountancy that are transferable. But if you say I'm an accountant, an organisation that's looking for something completely different will say, well, that's not what we want. So you need to do the hard work. So you really need to know what these things are. And it is like pulling teeth, as you know. But it's really worth it, because when you can do that, then not only can you begin to articulate it in your CV or an application form, you can also begin to discern whether something that you look at is right, and you can also communicate that confidently at an interview. So knowing your ingredients, knowing what's in your toolbox is really, really important. And we'll come back to that more a little bit later. So really know, these are my skills, this is the evidence from every aspect of my life, paid and unpaid, is going to start producing something that says this is who I am. And on one level it matters that if you haven't got qualifications, but on another level it doesn't matter because there are lots of things that you can do And there's lots of evidence that you have for that. If you can get it out and then begin to adapt it depending on what you need it for. So really understanding what you bring is the first step.